Time skip. Team 7 did about 30 D rank missions while the Chunin exams were fast approaching. Kakashi got his team together and showed up on time for once, probably to avoid pissing off Sakura. They were standing on a small bridge. "Guys, I'm really proud of all of you," said Kakashi smiling as he appeared on the rail of the bridge. "You have all come a long way, so I have recommended all of you for the Chunin exams. If you want to participate, go tomorrow to room 301 in the academy and submit these applications," said Kakashi, throwing one to all three of them. "Bye," said Kakashi before disappearing with body flicker. Sasuke walked off and Sakura followed, trying to get a date as she obviously didn't get the hint that Sasuke wasn't interested. Naruto decided to go home. As Naruto was walking, he heard Konohamaru yelling, "Let me go." Naruto went to where he heard the commotion and saw Temari and Kankuro. Kankuro was squeezing Konohamaru painfully by his scarf. "Kankuro, put him down, you're going to get us in trouble," said Temari. "Relax, Temari, we've got a bit of time until he gets here, we might as well have some fun," replied Kankuro. "I suggest you listen to your beautiful sister, as it is clear that she has a brain while you do not." Naruto smiles at Temari. Temari was surprised that this kid had just insulted her brother and blushed at the compliment of a handsome Naruto, while Kankuro snarled at being called brainless. "You know what, kid, you've offended me, so I'm going to teach this boy your lesson, respect your betters," said Kankuro, who pulled back a fist and was about to slug Konohamaru in the face. Naruto appeared behind Kankuro in an instant with a kunai pressed against his neck. "Like I said, I suggest you listen and you are not my better," said Naruto. Kankuro let Konohamaru down and let him move away and leave the area while Naruto backed off. He then pulled off what looked to be a mummy of his back. "What are you doing, Kankuro? Are you going to use the crow for this?" asked Temari, slightly worried. "Kankuro, you are an embarrassment to our village," said a voice from nowhere which sounded bored. The owner of the voice appeared in a swirl of sand in front of his comrades. "Oh hey Gaara," said Kankuro, scared. He turned and faced Naruto. "Shukaku's vessel," said Kyuubi. "I apologize for my brother," said Gaara, bowing deeply. "You don't have to apologize. Just keep him in check. His stupidity is going to be the death of him." Naruto smiles. "What is your name?" "Gaara. My former name was Zeref Dragneel. My name is Naruto Uzumaki now." Naruto. "Naruto Uzumaki, do you plan to take part in the Chunin exams?" Gaara. "I am considering it. Naruto. If you do, then I look forward to killing you," Gaara said as he released killing intent. "Then I look forward to you killing me, Naruto." "Is this kid crazy?" Kankuro thought. "This guy is crazy, but handsome. It is pity he will die by Gaara's hand." "See you at the Chunin exams," Naruto said before disappearing. The next day. Naruto met up with Sasuke and Sakura along his walk to the academy, so they all went together. When they arrived on the second floor, they saw Rock Lee being beaten up by two guards. Naruto. Suddenly a punch was aimed at Tenten. Naruto appeared in an instant and blocked the punch aimed at her. "You know it's not nice to hit a lady," said Naruto. Most of those around were surprised at how fast Naruto moved. Sasuke walked up with Sakura close behind and said, "Well, you're at it, drop the genjutsu, it's pathetic." Most were wondering what Sasuke was talking about until the guard spoke up. "So you saw through the genjutsu, huh?" The guard charged Sasuke, while Sasuke begun to swing a kick. In an instant, Lee appeared between both and stopped them with his hands. "That's some chakra he's got in his arm," thought Sasuke. "What are you doing? Aren't you the one who said we should hide our true strength, Lee?" said Neji, a boy who had piercing wide eyes with a slight lavender tint to them, while walking up to Lee. The boy had noticeably long, black hair which reached the middle of his back and was tied back a few inches above the end, while two straps attached to a smaller headband underneath his ninja forehead protector framed the sides of his face. He had very fair skin, and he also wore a black headband that he wore snugly over his forehead. He wore a khaki shirt, dark brown shorts, and blue shinobi sandals. He also had bandages wrapped around his right arm, chest, and right leg. "Sorry, but Lee broke off and looked at Sakura and then blushed. "My name is Rock Lee. You are Sakura, right? Please be my girlfriend, I vow to protect you with my life," Lee said to Sakura. "Definitely no," Sakura said. "Why?" Lee. "Because you are weirdo." Sakura. Lee got a little sad hearing this. Naruto laughed. "Hey you, what is your name?" Neji said to Sasuke. "It is common courtesy to give your own name before asking someone else's." Sasuke. "Hey, you are a rookie, aren't you? How old are you?" Neji. "I am not obliged to answer that." Sasuke. "What's that?" Neji. "Hey Sasuke, Naruto, come on, let's go." Sakura. After she said that, they went to walk to the examination room. But they were stopped by Lee. "Hey you with the attitude, hold on," Lee said to Sasuke. "What do you want?" Sasuke. "I want to fight right here and right now." Lee. You want to fight me here and now? Sasuke. Yes. My name is Rock Lee. You said it is common courtesy for a challenger to give his name first. Sasuke Uchiha. Lee. So you know me? Sasuke. I challenge you. Everyone is always talking about the Uchiha clan and how great they are. Great my ass. They got wiped out by one guy. Naruto thought while laughing. Thank God that those pests are dead. Tobirama said in the afterlife. I want to see if it is true. I figured you would be a good test for me. And also Sakura, I love you. Lee. No, I would never love someone like you. Those eyebrows of yours are gross. Sakura screamed. Why does this guy like Sakura? I wonder what the hell he sees in her. Thought Naruto. You have heard of the Uchiha clan and yet you are challenging me. You must be even more psycho than you look. If that is possible. You want to know more about my clan, then I will teach you the hard way. Sasuke. Bring it on. Lee said. Excellent, a match up against the number 1 rookie. I will draw him out and get him to reveal his technique and I will prove myself to you guys, sensei. Lee thought. Okay, let's fight. Sasuke. You should take this serious. I am currently the strongest genin in the leaf. Lee. Finally interested, Sasuke accepts his challenge and attacks. He's instantly met with Lee's leaf whirlwind and goes flying backwards. Getting back up, Sasuke prepares, resorting to his Sharingan to figure out Lee's technique this time. Again, this is futile, and Lee explains it's because his techniques are neither ninjutsu or genjutsu, but mere taijutsu, also known as martial arts. But hand-to-hand combat, the Sharingan isn't helpful, even if he can see the techniques, one's body cannot move fast enough to react. Lee uses the shadow of the dancing leaf to kick off his next move in order to finish off Sasuke, but a large turtle stops him before he carries this out. The turtle seemingly reprimands Lee for using a forbidden technique, leaving Team 7 to think the turtle is Lee's sensei. Might Guy, his actual sensei, appears on top of the turtle and punches Lee across the face as punishment, proceeding to hug him and cry afterward. Team 7 are dumbstruck and Sasuke can't believe he was beaten by what he perceives as a freak. Guy asks the team how his eternal rival, Kakashi, is doing. He's ahead in their match record, which stands at 50 wins and 49 losses. Guy also says that he is much faster and stronger than Kakashi. When Guy leaves, Lee confesses that he is not the strongest genin. Neji Hyuga, his teammate, is. Naruto tells Sasuke why he lost, saying that Lee obviously trains harder than him. In the end, the team focuses their attention on the Chunin exams. After the fight, the Team 7 and Lee all headed to room 301, where the first phase of the Chunin exam would be held. When they got there they were greeted by Kiba. So once again the rookies are together again. Shikamaru. Said Kiba. Ino hugged Sasuke from behind, causing Sakura to begin yelling at her, and this kept up for a while. So troublesome. Said the familiar voice of Shikamaru with Choji close behind munching on chips. Well Shikamaru, I didn't expect to see you here. Isn't this too much work for you? Asked Naruto, half joking half surprised. I would say the same about you. You were just as lazy as me at the academy. Shikamaru. I only came cause someone promised to kill me. Naruto. I am not sure, you joking or you serious? Shikamaru. Both. Naruto. You guys might want to keep it down, you're attracting a lot of attention. Said a boy with black eyes with gray hair kept in a ponytail wearing circular glasses. He also wore a dark purple shirt with a white undershirt and a white sash around his waist worn at an angle, dark purple pants, blue sandals, and a shuriken holster on his right leg. Who are you? Asked Sasuke. Me? I'm Kabuto Yakushi. You must be the rookie genin. He stated. Yeah, we are. Replied Sasuke. Well, maybe I can help you out then. Said Kabuto, who then proceeded to talk about who came to the exams and what generally happened, as well as his 7-in-a-row streak of failure and finally his ninja info cards. He still insults the Sound Village. Show me what you have on Gaara of the Desert, Rock Lee and Naruto. Zeref Uzumaki. Said Sasuke. Naruto smirked at Sasuke. Okay, first up, Gaara of the Desert. His teammates are Temari and Kankuro of the Desert, who are also his siblings, and it says here he has completed 8 C ranks and a B rank without getting a single scratch. In fact, he has never been injured. The genin were stunned until Kabuto moved on. Rock Lee teammates Neji Hyuga and Tenten, Sensei Might Guy. His taijutsu has increased dramatically over the past 12 months, but the rest of his skills are virtually non-existent. He has completed 20 D ranks and 11 C ranks. Just as Kabuto was about to read Naruto's info, Naruto grabbed the card and tore it apart. You should not give someone's information without their permission, Kabuto. Naruto. Shikamaru grew suspicious of Kabuto. Because he had classified information that only a Kage would have access to. Hey, that guy called us little. Said one of the Sound genin. He had spiky dark hair and dark eyes. He wore a beige shirt with 2 black stripes and 3 prints which said death down the front. His forehead protector had a face guard. As with his teammates, he wore a snake-patterned scarf around his neck. "Well, let's teach him a lesson," said the other sound genin. He had bandages covering most of his face, leaving only his left eye uncovered. He also wore a large poncho with long sleeves, a snake-patterned scarf around his neck, and a straw raincoat protruding from the back of his scarf. His back was hunched, which made him look smaller than he actually was. The sound team dashed around the room before the one who spoke first threw a kunai at Kabuto, who jumped back to avoid them. However, in an instant the genin, who looked like a mummy, revealed a gauntlet with holes in it and swung his fist, barely missing Kabuto. Kabuto stood up and then his glasses broke. "Oh, I see, it was that kind of an attack," he said, taking off his glasses. However, something else was happening and he clutched his stomach in pain, coughing up blood. "Kabuto, are you alright?" asked Sakura. "Put this in your information. The genin of the sound will all be chunin when this exam is over," said the sound ninja who threw the kunai. Suddenly a large cloud of smoke appeared and about 16 leaf ninja were revealed as the smoke faded away. The big one in the middle had a sadistic grin and said, "I am Ibiki Marino, the first proctor of these chunin exams, and as of now, your worst nightmare. Thanks for waiting. I am Marino Ibiki, the examiner for the chunin selection exam's first test," Ibiki said. "We will now start the first test in the chunin exam. Instead of your current seating arrangements, you will pick one of these numbers and sit in the seat where the numbers are. We will then head out the exams," Ibiki said. "Now there are many important rules to this first test. I'll write it on the board while I explain, but questions will not be allowed, so listen carefully," Ibiki said. Rule 1, the test works on a point deduction system. Unlike regular tests, you all start off with a perfect score of 10 points. If you answer 3 questions wrong, your score is 7. Rule 2, every time a person is caught cheating they will lose 2 points. Get caught cheating 5 times and you fail. That is what the sentinels you see to your sides are for, they will monitor you. Anyone caught cheating doesn't deserve to be here. Finally, you will be scored together with your team, and if one person on your team gets a 0 you all fail. The 10th question will be given out 45 minutes from now. Finished Ibiki. Sakura paled as she feared Naruto might fail the test. She still thought he was not intelligent but rather saw him as an idiot. "Now begin," announced Ibiki. Everyone started to read the questions and many quickly realized that they didn't know the answers for many, if not all of the questions, and came to the conclusion that they had to cheat. There were many different methods of cheating, such as using dujutsu, using pets to find answers, mirrors, and even jutsus. Naruto answered the questions with his own knowledge. He wrote random answers for some. All done, Naruto thought. As Naruto was about to lean back, a kunai whizzed past his face and into the test of the person behind him. "What was that all about?" asked the genin. "5 strikes and you're out, you just failed the test," said the chunin who threw the kunai. "What, it can't be," cried the genin. The trend of failure continued and many teams failed, about 15 in total, and now the time of the 10th question was approaching. Konkuro chose that time to walk in just as Ibiki was getting ready to ask the 10th question. "Ah, you've returned. I hope your trip to the bathroom was enlightening," said Ibiki with a small grin. Konkuro appeared nervous but walked back to his seat while dropping a tiny rolled up scroll near Temari. "Now listen carefully and try not to let the rules frighten you." "Very well, rule number 1, each of you is free to not take the question, it's your decision." Begun Ibiki. "Whoa, so what's the catch? Say we don't want to take the question," asked Temari. "If you refuse to take the 10th question regardless of your answers to the other 9 you get a 0, meaning you fail along with your teammates," replied Ibiki. Murmurs went around of people saying that they would definitely take the question. Before Ibiki spoke, "You didn't let me finish. If you choose to take the question and answer it wrong, you and your teammates will be barred from taking the chunin exams forever." "Hey, that's bull, there are lots of people who have taken this exam before," said Kiba angrily. Ibiki chuckled and said, "I guess you're just unlucky, I wasn't making the rules before, but I am now. Of course if you don't want to take it you don't have to. If you're not feeling confident then by all means skip it and come back and try again next year," said Ibiki, who then laughed. "Now then, the 10th question, those who don't want to take it raise your hand. Your number will be recorded and then you're free to go," finished Ibiki. After a while the person next to Naruto cracked, "I'm out," he said, and apologized to his teammates. As soon as this happened many more quit. Sakura watched Naruto and thought he wouldn't put his hand up. "I can't let you do this to yourself, Naruto," thought Sakura while she begun to raise her hand. Naruto saw this happen. He raised his hand first. "Are quitting, kid." Ibiki. "No, I just want you to give the 10th question already. You're wasting our time." Naruto. "This decision is one that could change your life. If for any reason you would rather quit, now is your last chance," said Ibiki. "Just give the question. And stop trying to intimidate these idiots." Naruto. "Idiots?" said a random chunin applicant. You all idiots if you think he has the authority to ban you from the Chunin exams for life. Naruto. Only the Hokage or Akage can make that decision. Shikamaru. After that the Chunin candidates all decided to stay. Interesting, his words has given the others some backbone. He has persuaded them into staying. 78 left, more than I expected, but I don't see anyone wavering. I think that's it. Thought Ibiki while looking around. The Chunin nodded to him and he nodded back. Well then, I admire your determination. If nothing else, for those of you remaining, there is only one thing left to do, and that's for me to tell you. You all passed the first exam. Said Ibiki. What do you mean we pass? Where is the 10th question? Asked Sakura. There wasn't one, or at least not a written one. Your decision to stay here was the answer to the 10th question. Said Ibiki, smiling widely. So does that mean those other 9 questions you gave us were just a waste of time? Is that what you're saying? Asked Temari. No, not at all, quite the opposite. They had a very important underlying purpose. The first 9 questions were to test your ability to surreptitiously gather strategic intelligence under the most adverse circumstances. Informed Ibiki. Oh well, that clears up everything. Said Temari, confused. Let me explain. My objective was to test how well you function as a part of a team, which is why you were scored as a team, so you would know that everything you would do or fail to do would affect your teammates. I wanted to see how you would cope with the pressure. The first 9 questions on the test were difficult, or as you may have realized, too difficult for any genin to be able to solve. I imagine many of you quickly realized you had to cheat to have any chance of passing. In fact, the test was designed to encourage cheating, it almost demanded it. Of course it would have done you little good if you had no one to cheat from, which is why I had 2 Chunin disguised to sit in with you. Those who were caught at it failed. Better not to cheat than to cheat clumsily. Information, it can be the most valuable weapon in battle. How well you gather it can be the difference between failure and success. There will be times when you will have to risk your life to get in. Said Ibiki, taking off his forehead protector and revealing a mangled skull. Man, what a mess. Scars and puncture wounds, what he must have endured. Whispered Sasuke. Of course you must always consider the source of your information. Intelligence gathered from the enemy is not necessarily accurate, always bear this in mind. Disinformation can be worse than no information at all. It can lead to the death of comrades or the loss of a village. That's why I put you in the position that you would have to gather accurate intelligence, cheat in order to survive, and that's why those who weren't good enough at it were weeded out, leaving the rest of you. Finished Ibiki. Okay, but I'm still not getting what the whole 10th question thing is all about. Said Temari. You're not, the 10th question was the whole point of the exam, surely you see that? Asked Ibiki. Sure, but explain it anyway. Said Sakura. As I said before, the purpose was to test you as part of a squad, not just individuals. The final question gave you 2 options, both difficult. Play it safe knowing that would mean you fail or take a risk and possibly be stuck as a genin forever. It was a no-win situation, the type Chunin have to deal with every day. Let me give you a hypothetical, you need to retrieve a sacred document. You have no idea how many ninja there are guarding it, furthermore you have reason to believe they expect you. Can you pass up the mission to live another day? No, of course not. Many missions Chunin take appear almost suicidal if you think about them, but you do not think about them, you think only of accomplishing the mission through courage and discipline. These are the qualities required of a Chunin squad leader. Those who choose the safer of 2 paths, those whose determination would falter in the face of adversity, those who would put their comrades' lives in jeopardy worrying about their own lives, those who would save their necks at the price of sacred honor, will never be able to call themselves Chunin, at least while I'm around. As for the rest of you, you have successfully answered the 10 questions I put to you. You have earned the right to continue on with the next step. You have passed through the first gate, and I hereby declare this part of the Chunin selection exams completed. There is nothing left but to wish you all good luck. Said Ibiki. Just then something flew through the window. 2 kunai attached to a cloth were thrown into the roof and a person emerged. The person had light brown pupil-less eyes. Her violet hair was done up in a short, somewhat spiky ponytail. She was wearing a tan overcoat, complete with a fitted mesh bodysuit that stretched from her neck down to her thighs. She wore a dark orange miniskirt, as well as a leaf forehead protector, a small pendant that looked like a snake fang on a thick cord rather than a chain to prevent it from being easily torn off in combat, a wristwatch, and shin guards. She also wore a dark blue belt around her waist that connected to her skirt that had an appendage-like sash. This isn't the time to be celebrating. I'm your next proctor, Anko Midarashi. Said the woman. Nice entrance, Naruto. You're early, again. Said Ibiki. Anko blushed in embarrassment. She then looked around before speaking. How many are there? Ibiki, you let all these guys pass. Your test was too easy, you must be getting soft. Or it could be a stronger group of candidates this year. Replied Ibiki. Trust me, when I'm through with them, more than half will be eliminated. Anko said with a sadistic smirk. More than half? Asked Sakura fearfully. This is going to be fun. You maggots have had it easy so far, but things are going to be different now. Go home now and I'll tell your squad leaders where and when to meet me for the second exam. Dismissed. Said Anko. All of the Chunin candidates left. The next day. The Genin were standing in front of a forest surrounded by metal gates 3 meters high, with heaps of locks and warning signs. "Whoa, nice place. What is it?" said Kiba. "This is the location for the second stage of the exam, the 44th battle training zone, but we call it the Forest of Death," said Anko. "Wow, this place creeps me out," said Sakura. "Well, we call it the Forest of Death for a reason, and soon enough you're going to find out why," said Anko grinning. Naruto huffed before mocking Anko. "They call it the Forest of Death, and soon enough you're going to find out why. What's so dangerous about this place?" Naruto. "So looks like we've got a tough guy," said Anko smiling before throwing a kunai at Naruto. The kunai scratched his cheek. After throwing the kunai, Anko body flickered behind Naruto and told him it is always the cocky ones that die first. "I don't mind dying at all." Naruto. "He is crazy," thought the other Chunin candidates. As Shikamaru heard this, he remembered what Naruto said about why he came to the Chunin exams. Does he really want to die? Shikamaru thought. Does this kid have a screw loose? Anko. Anko got away from Naruto. "Now before we begin this test I have something you all need to sign and agree to. It is a standard consent form which shows that if you die the Leaf and I are in no way accountable, otherwise if you die I would be held responsible," said Anko, who then started laughing. "This test is a survival test. You need to get through the battle zone. You will each enter through one of the 44 entrances and need to make your way to the center, to a locked tower. To pass, all you need to do is get a set of these 2 scrolls, one heaven and the other earth, and arrive at the tower with all of your teammates," finished Anko. "Both scrolls?" asked Sasuke. "Yes, so half will be going after the heaven scroll, while the other half will be going after the earth scroll. Anything goes, but there is only one rule, you must never open either scroll," said Anko seriously. The Genin signed the forms. After signing them, Anko assigned the teams to a gate. All the Genin arrived at a gate and waited until the signal was given at 3 p.m. Time passed until there were 10 seconds to go. "Alright maggots, the second test begins in 3, 2, 1, now," announced Anko. The gates opened and all the teams rushed in. Only 5 minutes in, the sounds of a team screaming were heard outside of the forest. "Looks like the fun has begun. I wonder how that kid will do," Anko thought. "But Team 7. What should we do, Sakura?" "Let's head straight for the tower. We can fight any teams we come across." Naruto. "Okay, let's do that, Sasuke." After that they start heading towards the tower. While heading towards the tower, Naruto sensed that someone was following them. "Someone is following us." Naruto. Hearing this, Sakura and Sasuke got on guard. Suddenly a sword which was held by what looked like a tongue came flying at Naruto before cutting his head off. Sakura and Sasuke were horrified by this. "Naruto the dope is dead," Sakura and Sasuke thought. "No Mangekyosha Ringen for Sasuke. Seeing as he and Naruto aren't close. Come out whoever you are," Sasuke yelled. The grass ninja came out. "Why are you so angry? I was just granting his wish for death." The ninja looked them in the eye and they saw their deaths. Sasuke and Sakura were greatly affected by the grass ninja's killing intent. Sasuke and Sakura were paralyzed by fear. They couldn't move an inch. Orochimaru used this opportunity to give Sasuke the curse mark. When Sasuke received the mark, he became unconscious. "Who are you?" Sakura said, still shaken. "My name is Orochimaru. Well, goodbye for now." Orochimaru said. He disappeared. Orochimaru of the Sanin. What does he want with Sasuke? "I am sorry, Naruto. I wish I could bury you, but I got to get Sasuke to the tower so he could get some help," Sakura said before picking up Sasuke and carrying him away. After a few moments, Naruto regenerated. "That is new. Where did Sakura and Sasuke go? I guess I'll find them later. I should get a scroll first," Naruto said before he disappeared. Naruto came across a hidden rain team. "Look at what we have here, fellas. It's the brat who's got a death wish. One of the rain ninja. Brat, be a good boy and hand over your scroll. Bayou of the hidden rain. What are you gonna do if I don't give you the scroll? You gonna kill me?" Naruto laughed. "Your funeral, kid. Take this ninja art. Senbon rainstorm. Shigure of the rain." Shigure throwed 5 umbrellas in the air. The umbrellas spinned in the air. While spinning, the umbrellas released a ton of senbon. All the senbon hit Naruto dead on. Naruto fell to the ground with multiple organs pierced by the senbon. "Stupid brat, should have just handed over the scroll." Shigure. Shigure went to search Naruto's corpse for the scroll. While he searched Naruto, he heard Naruto whisper. "I." Naruto whispered. Then a dark spear came falling from the sky. The spear pierced through Shigure's head. Shigeru's teammates panicked when they saw this. They instantly got on guard. "Come out whoever is there," said Baiyu. "It's just me," Naruto said as he stood up. As his wounds instantly healed. "How is that possible, Baiyu? You don't have to know." Death waved Naruto before sending a dark wave at the two. When they got hit they died instantly. After that Naruto pocketed the scroll that was on Shigeru. After getting the scroll, he decided to look for his teammates. After a while he found them. Naruto arrived to see. Sasuke and Lee were unconscious, Sakura was badly beaten and bleeding, Choji looked beaten up but was on his feet, Ino was passed out and being held by Shikamaru who looked relatively unharmed. The area they were in was torn up and all the trees around the clearing were missing branches from heavy hits. Naruto was about to intervene until Sasuke rose up covered in purple chakra and had strange marks covering half of his body. "Sakura, who did this to you?" he asked in a calm voice. "We did and you're going to experience the same thing they did," boasted one of the sound ninja. "Zaku, no wait," cried Dosu. "Slicing sound wave," yelled Zaku while blasting air out of his palms at Sasuke, Sakura and Lee. When the dust cleared nothing was there. "See Dosu, nothing to worry about," said Zaku before Sasuke appeared behind him and struck him with his forearm sending him flying. Sasuke appeared behind him and grabbed his arms with his foot on his back. "You seem very proud of these arms, very attached to them," said Sasuke while pulling his arms. What are you doing?" asked Zaku before crying out in pain due to having his arms dislocated. "Looks like you're the only one left," stated Sasuke before walking to Dosu. "No, stop," yelled Sakura before clamping onto Sasuke from behind. "Please stop," she whimpered. Sasuke turned, looked at her and the marks begun to recede. "You're strong, in fact too strong for us," said Dosu in pain. "We will make a trade, we will give you our scrolls if you spare us," said Dosu. "Keep it," said Naruto as he appeared while holding the scroll he obtained. "Very well, but next time we won't run from you. We will fight," said Dosu while picking up his teammates and then leaving. "Naruto, you are alive. I saw you die, how is that possible?" Sakura said surprised. Sasuke was also surprised. "That was just my clone that died." Naruto lied. Shikamaru and Sasuke could tell he was lying. "Let's get going to the tower," Naruto said before putting a hand on both Sakura and Sasuke's shoulder. He disappeared with both of them. Just what was that dark chakra the Uchiha was using? And why did Uzumaki lie? Neji thought. Neji and Tenten came down from the tree they watching from. They took Lee and left. After resting a while Team 9 also left. With Naruto. They arrived at the tower. Sakura told Naruto what happened about how Orochimaru ambushed them, how Sasuke had gotten bitten, and how she tried fighting of the sound ninja until Lee and Team 10 arrived. "Sakura, know this, if you don't train you are only a burden to this team," said Naruto. Sakura was going to retort but Naruto's intel told her. "Sasuke will become more interested in you if you become stronger," Naruto whispered in her ear. "We should go inside, Naruto." "Okay, Sasuke." They entered to find a scroll with writing on it hanging from the wall which Sakura started reading. "If qualities of heaven are your desire, acquire wisdom to take your mind higher. If earthly qualities are what you lack, train your body and prepare to attack. When heaven and earth are open together, the perilous path will be righteous forever. This something is the secret way that guides us from this place today." She finished. "Something?" questioned Sasuke. "It looks like there is a word missing or something," replied Sakura. "I think it means we should open the scrolls now." Naruto and Sasuke opened one each. The scrolls exploded into smoke and in the smoke there was a man. They waited for the smoke to clear until the person was visible. "It's you," said Sasuke. "Hey guys, long time no see," said Iruka smiling. "Iruka-sensei, what are you doing here?" asked Sakura. "I'm here to welcome you back and congratulate you on passing the second phase of the Chunin exams," said Iruka smiling. Iruka told them about the purpose of the second exam, which in addition to survival, was to test the integrity of the ninja, to not read classified documents or in this case the scrolls. After that he bid them farewell and they went into the tower's inner area. Naruto found out that Kiba's team had already arrived as well as Gaara's team. Since there were still 2 days until the exams were over, Naruto decided to go back home. Time skip next day. Naruto went back to the tower in the morning. After a few hours he went to the arena for the preliminaries. Gaara appeared behind Naruto. "Naruto Uzumaki," he said in that same monotonous tone he always used. "Gaara," replied Naruto without turning around. "I gonna have fun killing you," Gaara said with a sadistic grin. "Oh, is that so? I can't wait to see." Naruto chuckled as he turned around. "We will see," Gaara said before he disappeared with a body flicker. After Gaara left, Shikamaru appeared. Shikamaru looks at Naruto with a serious expression. Is there something you want to ask me? Naruto. Rather than ask, I will check for myself. Shikamaru said before taking out a kunai. Shikamaru approached Naruto with the kunai. He saw that Naruto was not even fazed. He just smiled at him as Shikamaru got closer and closer. When Shikamaru was in front of him, Shikamaru stabbed Naruto in his neck. After stabbing Naruto, he took the kunai out. After he did that, he saw Naruto's wound heal instantly. So you figured it out? Naruto. Yes, even though I wasn't 100% sure. Since the start of the exam I wondered why you said you entered the Chunin exams just to die. It's because you are immortal. Shikamaru. Yes, I am Naruto. How did you become immortal? Did you use some sort of forbidden technique to attain your immortality? Shikamaru. I tried to resurrect someone I cared about and got punished for it. I will be leaving now, Naruto said before disappearing. With Kabuto. Kabuto and his team meet with Orochimaru before the next stage of the exam start and Kabuto gives him the intel he's gathered on Sasuke. So Naruto is alive. So that was probably a clone I killed. It would be disappointing if the fourth son died that easily, Orochimaru thought. 1 day later. The second phase of the exams was now over. The teams that made it were Team 7, 8 and 10, Guy's team, the Sound team, the Sand team and Kabuto's team. The teams assembled in the arena that Naruto had been in. The Hokage stood in front of the genin with their Jonin senseis behind him. He told them that the Chunin exams serve the purpose of not only testing ninja, but also of moderating the levels of the ninja in each nation, as well as developing friendship. Just tell me the details of the exam, I can handle anything you can throw at me, said Gaara when the Hokage finished speaking and answering other questions. Very well, I will now tell you exactly what the details of the third exam are, said the Hokage. Just then Hade appeared bowing in front of the Hokage and asked him if he could speak first, to which the Hokage obliged. Hade explained that they needed to hold a preliminary as there were too many people, which was met with cries of outrage, but he justified it by talking about the fact that many important nobles and feudal lords would be coming to see them and they didn't want to waste their time and that they were only looking for the best of the best shinobi. The preliminaries will begin immediately. If any of you aren't in top physical condition, now is the time to quit, said Hade. Kabuto gave up, but no one else did. Sakura wanted Sasuke too, but he told her that the only reason he fights is to test himself and that all the best are here. So what am I supposed to just watch you suffer? I can't bear to watch, cried Sakura. Then don't watch. But stay out of it, has nothing to do with you. I am an avenger, whether I become a Chunin or not means less than nothing to me. My goal is to test myself against the best and the best of the best are all here, replied Sasuke. Sasuke, she just cares about you, you don't have to be so mean, Naruto said playfully. Naruto, you are one of the ones I want to fight the most, said Sasuke grinning. Naruto grins back at him. Now, the preliminaries will follow sudden death elimination of one-on-one matches, with only the winner moving on to the third exam. As for the rules, there are none. You will fight until one dies or concedes defeat or is rendered physically incapable of continuing. Naturally, those who are losing are encouraged to quit to avoid having a fatal outcome. Also, as proctor, I will intervene if the situation seems hopeless to save as many lives as possible. Now we will see what fate is in store for you, said Hade. Anko spoke a command and a panel on the back wall diagonal from the hands opened, revealing a screen. The panel you see will give the names of the 2 competitors who are chosen completely at random. I guess there is nothing more to say, so let's begin, concluded Hade. The screen begun going through names and landed on Ankuro vs Misumi, Kabuto's teammate. Ankur easily wins his battle against Misumi by tricking him into attacking Karasu, Kankurum's puppet. In retaliation, Karasu snaps Misumi's neck, though he survives due to his ability to contort himself. Next, Choji vs Dosu. Jai used his human bullet tank technique with the assumption that he was safe from Dosu's sound technique, but Dosu attacked and defeated him with one blow. Next, Sakura vs Ino. The two begin fighting instantly, although they both fail to successfully attack the other. Neji wonders if their fighting skill is the best Kunoichi can do, only for Tenten to state that their lack of fighting prowess is not because they are female, but rather because they are restraining themselves. Sakura, unwilling to lose to Ino and not happy with the fact that Ino is pulling her punches and taking pity on her, insults Ino. The flashback is shown, where Ino teaches Sakura about the significance of flowers in an arrangement. She uses the cosmos flower as an example, and that Terraward works to complement it. Sakura asks if that means she's just there to compliment Ino's beauty, to which she denies, adding Sakura as a bud waiting to bloom. Another memory is shown, where Sakura tells Ino that when she chooses to wear her forehead protector properly, that's when she becomes a true shinobi. After trading insults, Sakura removes her forehead protector from her head and places it on her forehead. Ino removes hers from her waist and also places it on her forehead. As true rivals, the pair then rush at one another, finally deciding to take the battle seriously. Sakura and Ino continue exchanging blows with neither able to gain the upper hand and running out of chakra. She berates Ino for being too focused on beauty rather than her kunoichi skills, causing her to cut her hair off and throw it on the ground. Desperate, Ino decides to use mind-body transfer to force Sakura to forfeit despite knowing how inaccurate it is and that she will be left immobile if it misses. Sakura dodges the attack and appears to have won, but finds herself trapped by the strands of Ino's cut hair, which have been infused with chakra to form a binding rope. Ino reveals to only have pretended to miss on purpose, intending to lead her into the trap. She uses mind-body transfer again, knowing it can't miss now, and succeeds on gaining control of Sakura's body. Having gained control, Ino tries to make Sakura forfeit the match. Just then, Naruto yells at her not to give up, prompting inner Sakura to appear and force Ino out of her head. Although confused by what happened, Ino lacks the energy to try again. Kakashi presumes that Ino's lack of chakra was a factor in Sakura's small victory, but also takes note of her strong will. They both charge at each other to exchange final blows, resulting in a double knockout. Hayate decides that neither of them will pass to the next round. Next, Sasuke vs Yoroi. Kakashi walked by Sasuke and said, "Don't use your Sharingan. If you let that curse seal take over, I'll have to jump in and stop the match. Good luck." "Stop the match?" thought Sasuke in fear of not being able to fight. "Yes," agreed Yoroi. Yoroi's appearance was greatly concealed by the mask he wore around his mouth that hung around his neck, sunglasses that obscured his eyes, and his forehead protector which he wore like a bandana. He also wore what appeared to be the standard attire of his team, consisting of a high-collared, sleeveless navy blue shirt with a short-sleeved white one underneath, a simple obi around his waist, pants, sandals and fingerless gloves. "In that case, let the first match of the preliminaries begin," announced Hayate. Sasuke jumped back and pulled out a kunai, while Yoroi put his hand in front of his body and surrounded it with chakra. Yoroi flung 3 shuriken at Sasuke and who sent them back with his kunai. "Aw," cringed Sasuke. "Damn it, this thing is responding to my chakra," thought Sasuke as he raised his hand to his curse seal. "You're mine," shouted Yoroi as he charged at Sasuke. Sasuke swept his leg and locked Yoroi's arm between his legs. "Got him?" Sasuke smirked, thinking he had him captured, but then Yoroi turned his hand around and grabbed Sasuke's collar. "I feel so weak," thought Sasuke. Yoroi then brought his arm down and intended to hit Sasuke's solar plexus, but Sasuke released his hold and slid away. "Got you," said Yoroi, who leapt up and grabbed Sasuke by his head and pushed him to the ground. "By chakra, what are you doing?" gasped Sasuke. "Haha, you're just noticing it now, are you?" laughed Yoroi. So weak, what am I going to do?" thought Sasuke. At that moment thought about how weak he was compared to others. Zabuza, Naruto, the grass ninja and Itachi. "Why am I so weak?" Sasuke thought. "Sasuke, are you gonna get beaten by this weakling? If you can't even beat this weakling, then how are you gonna kill your brother?" Naruto. Hearing Naruto say this lit a fire inside Sasuke. "I won't lose here," said Sasuke. Sasuke coiled up his legs and extended them, quickly pushing Yoroi off him. When he was getting up, he saw Lee. "That's it," he thought before charging at Yoroi. Sasuke flipped onto his hand and gave Yoroi a powerful super kick which sent him into the air. Sasuke then used the dancing leaf shadow and appeared behind Yoroi in midair. "Okay, I'll admit I borrowed that move, but from here, it's all original," said Sasuke. Sasuke swung his leg to kick Yoroi in the ribs. Yoroi blocked it, but it was a distraction as Sasuke used the momentum to swing his arm up and nail Yoroi in his neck and send him flying down. "Come back, I'm not done yet," said Sasuke, who then kicked him down and finally gave him an axe kick, smashing him onto the floor while saying Lion's Barrage. Hayate looked at Yoroi and Sasuke. Yoroi was unconscious and Sasuke was still conscious but tired. "Winner, Sasuke Uchiha," Hayate announced. Kakashi appeared behind Sasuke and said, "Let's go, we need to get that mark sealed up." "Can't we go after the matches?" asked Sasuke. "No, sorry," said Kakashi, giving his eye smile and body flickered with Sasuke. After they left, The board spit out 2 more names. "Next match, Shino Aburam vs Zaku Abumi, will the contestants please come down?" called Hayate. Line break. Sasuke and Kakashi were in a dimly lit room with candles being the only light source. Sasuke was shirtless and sat in the middle of a large seal array. "Okay Sasuke, this seal I'm about to put on you will seal up the curse mark, however, it is only as strong as you will, so you have to make sure it doesn't break," said Kakashi. Kakashi made numerous hand signs before saying curse sealing. Sasuke cried out in pain for a while as all the kanji crawled across the floor and his body and went inside the curse mark, forming a ring around the mark, at which point he passed out. Line break. If you fight me you won't be able to recover. Forfeit. Said Shino in his stoic monotone voice. Hey, what do you know, looks like I have a bit of movement in one. Said Zaku as his left arm started twitching before he pulled it out of the sling and aimed it at Shino. One good arm is all I need to beat you. Shouted Zaku as he charged at Shino. Zaku attempted a straight punch at Shino's face, but Shino raised his arm and blocked it. I told you, you can't beat me. Spoke Shino. Oh yeah, slicing sound wave. Shouted Zaku as air came rushing out of the hole in his palm, which blasted Shino away. Line break. Why, you've grown, Kakashi, to think you can perform the curse sealing. Said Orochimaru, who appeared from behind a pillar. You? What are you doing here? Demanded Kakashi, taking a defensive stance. Long time no see, Kakashi, but I didn't come here for you. I have some business with that boy behind you. Replied Orochimaru. What do you want with Sasuke? Asked Kakashi, narrowing his single eye. It seems as though you have gained something since the last time we met, the Sharingan in your left eye, how I envy your good fortune. Said Orochimaru, who then paused before continuing. It is only fair that I should want it too. Don't you think? The power of the Uchiha. Finished Orochimaru. Line break. Shino calmly stood up and stared down Zaku. I told you, you can't beat me, look behind you. Said Shino. Zaku looked behind him and his eyes widened, seeing heaps of bugs when Shino spoke again. You are trapped now, you have one arm which you can use to attack me, but if you do, my bugs will be upon you. On the other hand, you could attack my bugs, but that would leave you open to me. It's always a good idea to have an ace in the hole. Finished Shino, who began to gather up his chakra while forming the ram sign. Line break. You know this sound village that everyone is so curious about, it's mine. Said Orochimaru. You see, in order to play the game you need pieces to put on the chessboard, willing pawns. Elaborated Orochimaru. So, is Sasuke one of these pawns? Asked Kakashi. No, Sasuke is a much more valuable piece than a pawn. Said Orochimaru. Line break. Zaku's other arm started to twitch and he pulled it out of his sling. Hey, what do you know, I got movement in my other arm as well. Always have an ace in the hole, isn't that what you said? Asked Zaku, who then fully extended his arm and pointed one at Shino and one at the bug slicing sound wave. Shouted Zaku. Nothing came out of his wind holes, but his arms were blasted off at the elbow. Ugh, what is this? Cried Zaku in pain. Shino appeared behind Zaku and spoke. I plugged up both of your arms, just in case you were faking. It seems I was wise to do so. Well, I did say an ace in the hole is good, 2 aces in the hole is better. Said Shino, who then punched Zaku in the back, sending him sprawling on the ground and almost unconscious. Hey, checked Zaku before announcing winner, Shino Aburam. Line break. Orochimaru stepped forward towards Sasuke and Kakashi charged up a lighting blade in response. Take one more step and one of us will die here. I don't care if you're one of the Sannin, the legendary 3 ninja, come any closer to Sasuke and I'll kill you. Shouted Kakashi, his lone eye blazing in fury. Orochimaru started laughing and then looked Kakashi straight in the eye. Kakashi, you're very brave and very stupid. I leave for now, but Sasuke is an avenger. One day he will come looking for me in search of power. Said Orochimaru as he walked away before he paused and said, unless you follow through with your threat to kill me, that is. Stated Orochimaru while releasing a bit of bloodlust. Kakashi was terrified but kept his lighting blade going in an attempt to hide his fear. Orochimaru kept laughing and walked away until he disappeared from sight. One of us will die here. I must have been out of my mind. Thought Kakashi in fear. He then takes Sasuke to the hospital. After getting Sasuke to the hospital, he used body flicker to and appear behind Naruto. Oh, Kakashi, you're back. How's Sasuke? Asked Naruto. Oh, he's fine. Can you go easy on your opponent? Kakashi whispered the last part. Sure. Naruto. Shikamaru vs Kin. Shikamaru tries the shadow imitation technique, but Kin easily evades and throws some senbon with bells attached to them. Shikamaru recognizes the trick and mocks her for using such basic techniques. Kin then rings the bells on the senbon, starting her genjutsu. Shikamaru gets caught in Kin's bell ring genjutsu, unable to move, while Kin proceeds to attack him with more senbon. However, when Kin tries to attack again, she suddenly realizes that she can't move. Shikamaru tells her that he extended his shadow imitation technique through the shadow of the wire she's holding. He then throws a shuriken at Kin, which she imitates. When Shikamaru ducks backwards to evade it, Kin is forced to imitate him, but she did not realize that she was too close to the wall, hitting her head and knocking herself out. Temari vs Tenten. Tenten makes the first move and Temari easily dodges it. Team Guy was surprised that no weapon could even scratch or hit Temari. Tenten tries another attack that Temari repels using wind from her giant folding fan, before warning Tenten that if she sees all 3 stars, moons in the English anime, in her fan, the fight will be over. Tenten uses her twin rising dragons technique. Uncovering the second star, Temari repels the attack, then Tenten uses strings to reuse the weapons. Uncovering the third star, Temari repels the attack and traps Tenten in a cyclone. When Tenten falls from the cyclone, Temari makes her land on her fan, knocking her out. After being declared winner, Temari tries to throw Tenten on the many weapons scattered on the floor, but Rock Lee descends and catches her. He then attacks Temari, only to be stopped by Might Guy, who warns the Suna shinobi to not underestimate Lee. Tiba vs Gaara. Tiba immediately forfeited the match. During the second phase saw how ruthless Gaara was. Gaara got irritated by this. Next Naruto vs Lee. Naruto and Lee go down to the arena. "Finally it's my turn," Lee said while stretching. "Lee, show him the power of your youth." "Guy." "Yes, Guy sensei," Lee shouted. "Sorry Kakashi, Naruto does not stand a chance against Lee." "Guy." "Sorry, did you say something?" Kakashi said before looking away from his book so he could look at Guy. "Damn you Kakashi and your hip attitude, Guy. If Naruto beats Lee I will do 50,000 laps around the village on my hands. And if Lee wins you have to do 50,000 laps with me. And if you finish your laps before me I will do 50,000 more." Classic Guy, only he would turn a bet into a challenge. Kakashi thought. "Okay, I accept your bet. Kakashi. But Naruto and Lee. I look forward to this match. Lee. Don't hold back. You can go all out, me Naruto. Don't regret that later. Lee. If you are ready, begin." Hate. Lee begins the fight by attacking with taijutsu. Naruto does not attempt to dodge his attacks and gets hit. After hitting him for a while, Lee gets angry. "Why aren't you fighting back? Is it because you think I am not worth your time?" Lee. Naruto then appeared in front of Lee. "If you can't kill me then you're not worth my time," Naruto whispered before kicking Lee. The kick sent Lee flying, but he landed safely. That was a good kick. He has decent speed, Lee thought. He then looked to Guy. Guy gave him a thumbs up. After that Lee removes the weights on his legs. After that he appeared in front of Naruto. Lee then threw a punch at Naruto, which Naruto blocked. After that the two start trading blows. "He is keeping up with me," Lee thought while blocking attacks and dishing some out. After a few more blows Lee decided to get a bit serious. Opening the first of the 8 gates, Lee launches Naruto into the air with several kicks. Catching him with his bandages, Lee uses the front lotus. Lee saw that the front lotus did damage to Naruto, but he looked unaffected by it. "What is going on? I know that I inflicted damage on him. But he seems fine." Lee thought while thinking of the free hits he got on Naruto and the front lotus he just used. Naruto gets ready to attack Lee, who now felt a little weak from using his front lotus. Lee quickly recovers, demonstrating his ability to open the second gate. He then powers himself up by opening the third gate. Guy and Neji have flashbacks to before Lee became a genin and right after he became one, showing his determination to be a respectable ninja through only the use of taijutsu. Lee opened the 4th and 5th gate. He started, landed a lot of attacks on Naruto. Lee's speed proved too much for Naruto, who did not use chakra magic to boost his physical abilities. Lee attacked using his most powerful attack, Reverse Lotus. That should have finished him. The exhausted Lee thought as he looked at Naruto, who laid unconscious on the ground. "Good job, Lee. You see Kakashi, Naruto lost. I admit he did an impressive job of keeping up with Lee after he took of his weights, but sadly that was not enough." Guy. Pei-8 was about to call the match. Until Kakashi spoke. "Naruto, get up. You should not give your opponent false hope." Kakashi. "What are talking about, Kakashi?" Guy. Suddenly Naruto stood up. Looking completely fine. "But how is he fine after that?" Were thought many in the audience. "That was a good beating you gave me. I suppose I will give you A for effort. I should return the favor," Naruto said, appearing in front of Lee. He then kicked him into a wall. He then appeared in front and punched him in the gut. Naruto was about to punch Lee again, but he was stopped by Guy. "That's enough, you already won. Lee is unconscious," Guy said as he pointed at Lee. "Oh, sorry, I didn't see that, Naruto." "Oh, that is fine. We all go overboard sometimes," Guy said. Medics came to get Lee. Winner Naruto Uzumaki. Hate. Some male villagers stared angrily at Naruto and female villagers were cheering for him. Naruto smiled at the females. "He is just so perfect," out a girl while getting a nosebleed. "How is that possible? His wounds are completely healed," Neji thought while looking at Naruto. Neji was watched the fight with his Byakugan activated. He didn't see Naruto use any chakra to heal himself. Does this have something to do with why he lied to his teammates during the second phase? "Just what are you hiding, Uzumaki?" Neji thought. The rest of the Leaf Rookies were surprised except Shikamaru. They did not expect Naruto to be strong since he never fought at the academy. Hinata was happy that he won. Final match. On with the next match. Said Hade. Neji Hyuga vs Hinata Hyuga. Both walked down, Neji with a purposeful stride and Hinata with a timid stride. I never thought that we would have to fight each other, Hinata. Said Neji. Nor I, brother. Replied Hinata. Huh, brother. Are they brother and sister? Asked Naruto while slightly raising his left eyebrow. No, they're both members of the Hyuga clan. Technically they're cousins. Answered Kakashi. Still their family, it must be hard for them. Said Sakura. It may not be as hard you think. I heard that there is some bad blood between the main and branch houses. The branch family, which Neji is a part of, is upset with something the main family, which Hinata is a part of, did. Additionally, Neji is considered a genius of the clan, while Hinata is seen as a disgrace. Furthermore, Neji, being a branch member, is forced into being under the control of the main branch. Finished Lee. Give up, Hinata. You can't deceive my eyes. When you looked up, you remembered your past, your bitter past. Then you glanced down and thought what would happen if you fought me and realized you would lose. Also, your habit of raising your arm up in front of yourself while touching your lip is your way of putting a wall between us. People can't change, once a failure always a failure. You never really wanted to be in the Chunin exams, but to apply you need a team of 3 and you didn't want to let Kiba or Shino down, didn't you? Said Neji with increasing intensity. No, you're wrong, I wanted to see if I could change. Said Hinata. Like I said, once a failure always a failure. People can't change. Said Neji. Don't listen to him, Hinata, me and Shino believe in you. You can change. Said Kiba. Some fire has returned to her eyes. Thought Neji. Hinata made hand signs before shouting Byakugan. Hinata took a stance and said, defend yourself, brother. Neji mirrored the stance. Let the 4th match begin. Said Hade. Neji charged and shot an open palm strike at Hinata, which she blocked with her own palm thrust to the inside of Neji's arm, which sent chakra flying out of their hands. This kept up until Hinata struck Neji in his stomach. Did she get him? Asked Sakura. Kakashi raised his headband and had a look amazing. Was all he said. Neji pulled Hinata's sleeve back and there were a bunch of angry-looking red marks on her arm. You mean, all this time you were, mumbled Hinata. Yes, I have sealed all the chakra points in your arms. You can no longer use the gentle fist as you can no longer eject chakra from your hands. Give up. Commanded Neji. Hinata trembled, unsure of herself, when Neji spoke up again. Hinata, you are the pampered offspring of the main branch. Despite this, you are too gentle and caring, you should never have become a shinobi. As a shinobi you are meant to be cruel, uncaring and hold no sympathy for others in your way. You can't do this as it conflicts with your very nature and therefore you are suffering. Spoke Neji condescendingly. Brother, while it is true I have been suffering, you have been suffering much more than I. Hinata said softly. Neji's eyes hardened in an instant and he sent 2 palm thrusts, one to her gut and one to her face. She then tried to rise but coughed up a fair bit of blood. After regaining herself she got up again, but Hei could tell it was over and was about to say so, but Neji charged at Hinata with murder in his eyes. As Neji was about 2 meters away, all of the Leaf Jonin and Hei jumped in to save Hinata. Neji, you told me you wouldn't let this whole main branch thing affect you. Said Guy. Hinata coughed up more blood and Kurenai called for medics. The recovered Kiba jumped down to attack Neji, but Shino created a wall with his bug stopping him. You'll pay. You hear me, I'll get you. Said Kiba. HMPH, there is no way you can beat me. Scoffed Neji before walking off. As Neji walked back up, Naruto confronted him. Neji, you disgust me. Someone who would hurt their own family is trash. Pray that you are not my next opponent because I will destroy you. Naruto. Naruto left before Neji could speak. After the final fight, all the genin who made it through to the finals came down. The Hokage told them that the exam finals would happen in a month to give them time to prepare and allow important dignitaries to arrive. Now to decide who will face who in the finals you will each draw a number. Said the Hokage. After everyone drew and said their number, the matches were determined as follows. First match Sasuke vs Neji. Second match Kankuro vs Shino. Third match Gaara vs Naruto. Fourth match Temari vs Dosu. Fifth match, fourth match winner vs Shikamaru. You now know who you will be facing, so use this month to plan accordingly and also to rest and recover. Until then, let us adjourn until next month. Finished the Hokage. Later. Kabuto prepares to kidnap Sasuke under Orochimaru's orders, but he is stopped by Kakashi and is forced to retreat. After the Hokage's announcement, Naruto left and begun to wander around the Leaf Village until he came by the hot springs. A lot of ladies saw him. They invited him to take a bath with them. Naruto agrees and he goes with them to the mixed bathing section. Jiraiya came to the hot springs to peep at the girls. Time to do some research, Jiraiya said, giggling pervertly. He used his binoculars. While looking at the girls he spotted a black-haired man Naruto, surrounded by a lot of women. He got jealous of the man. The man vanished from his sight. Pervert. Naruto screamed said as he appeared behind Jiraiya. Jiraiya was startled by Naruto's scream which caused him to fall and hit the side of the hot springs. The women inside heard the noise and ran away covering themselves up, causing the old man to cry. The man looked at Naruto and growled. "You just destroyed my research," shouted the man. "Oh look, is it your godfather? Kurama." Jiraiya, Naruto thought. "By research you mean peeping." Naruto. "Brat, why were you with those women?" Jiraiya. "They invited me to join them. What kind of gentleman would I be if I refused?" Naruto. "This lucky bastard. Maybe I can use him to my advantage." Jiraiya thought. "What's your name, kid?" Jiraiya. "Naruto Uzumaki." Naruto. "Minato's kitty looks nothing like him." Jiraiya thought. "How would you like to become my student?" Jiraiya. "So you can use me?" Naruto. "Why would you think that?" Jiraiya said nervously. "Well anyway, no thank you, I am not interested," Naruto said before he disappeared. "Hey, it's the pervert, let's get him," shouted the women from the bath now fully clothed. "Oh crap, I better run," thought Jiraiya, who was chased by about 50 angry women. After getting the shit beat of him, Jiraiya went to speak with Hiruzen about Naruto. Hiruzen then tells him about Naruto. Jiraiya was surprised to hear that he was cursed by a god and that he was immortal. Just what did the kid do to offend a god? Jiraiya thought. Time skip night. At Kikyo Castle, Dosu tries to kill Gaara so he can fight Sasuke in the finals, only to be easily killed by Gaara. Baki and Kabuto look on from the sidelines having witnessed the attack. Baki and Kabuto then discuss their plans to attack Konoha. "I am sorry that Gaara killed him." Baki. "No need to apologize, he is simply a useless pawn." Kabuto. Jackman heard the conversation. After he heard the plans, he attempts to leave in order to notify the third Hokage, but he is killed by Baki. Hei's body was later found by a group of Anbu with Ikayazuki, wondering aloud what had happened. Next day. Sakura sits in her bedroom worried about Sasuke. Meanwhile, the third Hokage has a meeting with the Jonin regarding Jackman's body found near Kikum Castle. They discuss Orochimaru's involvement, although the Hokage concludes that they do not have any information regarding to the latter. He also expresses his trust to the shinobi that if Otagakure were to invade Konohagakure, they would assemble and fight. Later. Sakura goes to Yamanaka Flowers to buy flowers for Sasuke, where Ino is in charge of running the shop. After deducing that Sakura is there to buy flowers for Sasuke, Ino decides to visit him as well. Ino picks a rose, and Sakura picks 2 daffodils for Sasuke and on their way, they hear Chimjai eating loudly. Peeking through an open window, they spot Asuma Sarutobi and Shikamaru, who are seated with Choji. In exchange for training with Shikamaru every day, Asuma has been treating Choji to barbecue. In the woods, Neji is shown training with Tenten. During his training, Neji collapses after having used too much chakra. Team Kurenai trains in the woods too, to prepare for Shino's match. Elsewhere, the 3 Sand siblings and Baki secretly discuss their invasion plans. At the hospital, the nurse permits Ino and Sakura only 5 minutes of visitation due of Sasuke's condition, however, Sasuke and his clothes are missing. Kakashi is undergoing the cliff climbing practice and after nearly falling to his death, activates the first gate. Kakashi uses his increased strength to make it to the top of the rock, only to see Sasuke waiting there for him. With Naruto. "What are you gonna do for the whole month?" Kurama. "Just gonna sleep mostly." Naruto. "So you not gonna train?" Kurama. "Why would I need training when I can kill people easily with death magic, I can control time, I am immortal, etc." Naruto. "You feel like there is no point in you getting more stronger?" Kurama. "Yes." Naruto. Time skip 1 month. Junin exam stadium. On top of the arena. Finally it is time for the finale, thought Hiruzen. The Kazekage arrived with his bodyguards. "Thank you for coming, Kazekage Dono. Take a seat," Hiruzen said as he points to a chair. "No, thank you for inviting me to such an auspicious occasion." Kaazeikaagay Orochimaru said as he took a seat. Down in the stands. Sakura, where is Sasuke and Naruto? Ino. I don't know. Sakura. I am sure he will come, said Shikamaru with a yawn. Where is that Dosu guy? Sasuke and Naruto aren't here either, Shikamaru thought. Oh yes, let's begin. Thanks everyone for coming to the Hidden Leaf Chunin selection exam. We will now start the main tournament matches between the 8 participants who made it through the preliminaries. Please stay and watch until the end, Hiruzen said in a loud voice so that everyone could hear him. 8. One is missing, thought Shikamaru. Dosu isn't fighting anymore, because of that Shikamaru will fight Temari. Okay, now, the first fight, Sasuke Uchiha vs Neji Hyuga Genma, announced Genma ordered. The last Uchiha versus the Hyuga prodigy. This will be a battle for the ages, said a villager. Sasuke-kun isn't here yet, Sakura thought, worried. Sasuke didn't appear. Genma wanted to disqualify him. But he was stopped by Hiruzen, who was convinced by the Kazekage to let Sasuke compete. Sasuke's match was postponed. Okay, next match. Kankuro vs Shino Aburam. Come down. Kankuro forfeits. Will Naruto, Uzumaki and Gaara come down? Genma. Gaara came down, but Naruto didn't. After 10 minutes it was time to disqualify Naruto. Before Genma could disqualify Naruto, he appeared. Uzumaki. Gaara said with a grin. Gaara. Naruto. I finally get to kill you. Gaara. Thanks man. Naruto. Since both of you ready, begin. Genma shout. Outside of the arena. Kabuto kills an Anbu in order to impersonate him. Back to arena. Gaara creates multiple sand shuriken. He sends them all at Naruto, who does not attempt to dodge. Why didn't Naruto dodge? Sakura said, worried. He doesn't care about dodging attacks. Due to his special circumstances. Shikamaru. What special circumstances? Sakura. You will have to ask him if you want to find out. Shikamaru. Special circumstances. Neji thought, intrigued. Gaara saw that Naruto looked unfazed by the damage even though he was bleeding all over. He then sent his sand at Naruto. He wrapped his sand all around Naruto's limbs. He crushed Naruto's legs and arms. The people in the crowd were shocked as they saw what happened. Most of the women were worried for Naruto. What is wrong with the kid? Why didn't he dodge? Asuma. The kid does not care for his life. He wants to die. Anko. He wants to die. Sakura. Don't you remember what he said before the second phase started? Anko. He did not mind if he died in the forest of death. Shikamaru. The rookies were surprised to hear this. They didn't think he was serious when he said that. Uzumaki. You disappoint me. Gaara said as he looked at Naruto, who was laying on the ground. Well, I hope you don't disappoint me. Come on, kill me. Naruto. As you wish. Gaara said before he created a huge sand spear. He sent the spear at Naruto. The spear pierced through his skull. Gaara pulled his sand back into his gourd after that. Most were disturbed by Gaara's brutality. Most of the girls were crying as they saw Naruto die. Shikamaru and Hiruzen were unfazed as they knew he would be alright. That was disappointing. To think Minato's son would die like that. Kazekage thought. Naruto, Sakura, Hinata and Ino said with tears in their eyes. Genma was about to call the match. That was until he saw Naruto wounds start to heal. Within seconds Naruto was fully healed. What the hell? Genma thought. Well, that was disappointing. Naruto said as he stood up. He is immortal. His body, I must have it. Kazekage thought. The girls were all happy to see Naruto alive. The rookies and their senseis were speechless as they saw this. So is immortal. Neji thought. Gaara felt excited and scared at the same time. Well, let's get back to our fight. Naruto. He then used his magic to create a huge water ball. He fired it at Gaara, who blocked it with sand. Naruto threw another water ball at Gaara, which he tried to block with the sand he just used. He found himself unable to use it fast enough to block Naruto's water ball. Naruto's attack was automatically blocked by the sand in Gaara's gourd. Gaara was confused why couldn't stop the attack. He looked at his sand to see it was turned into mud. Gaara, it is over for you, stand no chance of winning. I can just simply turn your sand into mud. Naruto. No way is Gaara gonna lose. Temari and Kankuro thought. No, it is impossible, I can't lose. Gaara. Here, take this. Naruto said before creating a water spear that was filled with lightning. He threw it at Gaara. Gaara used some sand in his gourd to protect him. That didn't do much as the attack pierced through the sand, hitting him in his arm. Gaara got electrocuted by the attack. He felt that his arm was paralyzed. Gaara pulled the spear out. He screamed in pain after that. After that he looked at his arm and saw blood coming out of his arm. Blood. It's my blood, Gaara screamed as he starts transforming. Before the match could finish, however, a smoke bomb was set off in the cage's box. Kabuto uses a genjutsu to put almost everybody in the crowd to sleep. The Konoha ninja that were present are able to fend off the genjutsu. The Konoha Crush commenced.